This is my favorite pair of shoes. This pair of shoes is over 20 years old. These are the shoes I met God in. One February day, came back from work. This is what they look like after you take off the boots. This is how muddy the job was. I was drilling, vertical drilling. Anybody that hasn't done drilling, it's hard to even understand what it means. February day in the Midwest, it was a nice day. It was almost 70, which is really odd, but it happened. I came home and I was cleaning things up, and we had a horse trough that we put brush in to burn. And I picked up some trash and loaded up the horse trough and lit it up and went inside. Heard an explosion, came back outside. Somebody put an aerosol can in the horse trough and it blew up. Blew the fire into the field. Field had caught on fire. Now everything's on fire. The barn, the trailer we were living in. I was living with my brother and one other guy. They had figured out there was a fire by this point, and they were running in and pulling stuff out of the burning building. I joined them. And as I'm pulling stuff out of the burning building, I come out and look up and I don't see my brother. Fearing the worst, I immediately turned around and ran back in that building. It was a pole barn. There was a section that was made into like a garage where we had all of our stuff. The rest was round bales, but at this point it had become fully engulfed. And I ran to the back where our stuff was and yelled for him, and as soon as I yelled for him, he yelled back. He was outside. At this point, the building started collapsing around me, and I dropped to the ground to try and get a breath of air, but the air was so thick and acrid with black smoke I couldn't see or breathe, even the concrete floor up against my face. I stood back up, pointed to where I heard the yell come from him from the outside, and ran. As the building was collapsing around me, I came out, wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt and these shoes. We were dragging stuff out of the building. This was about 30 feet in front of the building at that point. This is upside down. It's my old vocal rack. Notice there's sections that are completely gone, only the ears remain. The rest is pretty melted. This was 30 feet in front of the building and on fire when I came out of it. We lost everything that day except each other. A few days passed and I was sitting on the hill going through the rubble, trying to find what was left of my life. I realized there was nothing. I began looking at these shoes. I'm a fairly logical person. As I looked at these shoes that were on my feet, I noticed they were melted. How the shoes on my feet melted. Not a hair on my body was singed. My brother's arms were boiled. It literally boiled the skin on his arms, 3rd-degree burns. And he was in there and came out before I went in the last time, sitting on that hill staring at these shoes. This is where I met God.